like I said, we're starting on 9. And, again, like I said, don't be dumb because I'm recording this.
Okay.
Yes, I did record that. All right. So now, on number 9, the key word in number 9 would be, help me out, what is it? Rotation. A circular pulley is rotating about its center. Throughout how many radians would it turn in 16 rotations? We know every rotation is 2 pi. So it's 2 pi times, which is going to give me, there we go. My answer is? Now, the next one for number 10. Number 10, we got to look at the formula. So it says length of an arc intercepted by central angle theta, circle of radius r. Your answer, 1 decimal place. S equals r theta, very good. And theta has to be in what? Radians, thank you. So it has to be in radians. So S equals r theta. You have the r, you have the theta. What do you do with it? Multiply.
Do we have to memorize the formulas?
I'm going to put them up on the board for you. Okay. So there's a lot of different formulas here, so I will put them up on the board. And to go along with that, I will let you guys use the unit circle. Okay, up until this first semester. At the beginning of next semester, you have to know it by then. Okay, so I'm going to start requiring you guys to know it at that point. So right now you can still use it, but you're going to have to try and do some, memorizing. Anyway, so S equals r theta. So S is r, which is 27.09, times theta, which is pi over 20. Trying to clear my... Yeah, I'm actually going to do that here in a second. Trying to clear my scratch pad. I'll just grab a different calculator. All right, so can you guys see it there? There we go. All right, so it's going to be... Okay, so it's going to be 27.09 times... Now, watch this, you guys. This is actually a trick. So whenever you're doing a fraction, so something times a fraction, if you do your fraction bar first, so control divide is going to give me my fraction there. Otherwise, it's going to set it up weird. Okay, so it's going to be this. So it's going to become pi over 20. Yeah, you can use parentheses also. Okay, and I want my answer as a decimal. So if I want it as a decimal and I don't want to get a fraction, how do I make sure the calculator? Control enter, right? Control enter. There we go. So it's going to be 4.25555, right? So that's going to be right there. Easy? Okay. All right, so next one. Next one right here. So it's going to be find the area of a sector. So now, what's the formula for area of a sector? R squared theta. Very good. So A equals 1/2 R squared theta. So what do we have here? We have the R and we have theta. But what do we know about theta? Has to be in radians. Has to be in radians. So I'm going to convert this to radians. So that's going to be over 180, right? Times 20, right? So if you leave it in terms of pi, what do I come up with? Pi over 9. Because when you do it in your calculator, you just do 20 over 180, right? And then you add the pi onto it. So area is equal to 1/2 R. What's my R value? 18 squared times pi over 9. So let's go ahead. It's going to be 1/2. So now with the fractions, like I said, if you do the fraction bar first, it makes it a little bit easier. So control divide. So it's 1/2 over times 18 squared. So 18 squared times, and that's where I'm going to put in my other fraction. There's my fraction right there. There's my pi over 9. Hit enter, and I get 56.54 blah blah blah. So my answer is, there we go. Answer is D. Yeah. Okay. All right, so number 12. Number 12, find the radius. So find the radius of a circle with the central angle of this, and determine sector of an area. Sector of area is this. So I know that this is my area, right? So that is A is 91 meters square. This is my theta. So theta is pi over 6. And I'm looking for the R, right? I'm looking for the R. So what I'm going to do on this is I'm going to take my formula, which is A equals 1/2 R squared theta. Now, if I was going to get rid of the 1/2, what would I do? Times it by 2. So now I get 2A is equal to, because those cancel, R squared theta, bless you. Now, I want to try and get R by itself, right? Divide by theta. So R squared is equal to 2A over theta. Square root both sides. So R is equal to the square root of 2A over theta. Now, do I know the A? Do I know the theta? I could just plug it in and I get my R, right? So it's easier to do the algebra first. Oh, I'm sorry. I just noticed that. So it's easier to do the algebra on this first, so I could just plug it in, right? Because if you plug it in then try and do it, it gets a little bit more difficult. So let's see if that's my formula. So I'm going to start with my radical, and then inside that there's a fraction. So on top it's going to be 2A, so it's going to be 2 times, what's my A value? 91 over. Now, make sure your cursor's in the bottom when you do this, because don't we have a fraction? Theta is pi over 6, isn't it? Okay, so now that my cursor's down here, I go control divide, and that means that right here, I have a fraction in the bottom. But if you notice, I have the big divisor here. I had some people messing it up third hour, that they were doing it at the wrong time. So they were actually, with the they're telling the calculator it's this divided by pi, and the entire thing divided by 6. Okay? So you have to make sure your cursor is in the bottom first, and then you go pi over 6 right here. And then I just hit enter. I should get 18.64, right? So that's going to be the value of R. Make sense? Christina, what are you doing? Are you following along? You're taking pictures of this. You know, I'm making a video of it right now. You don't need to take pictures of it because you'll have it later. Okay. All right, number 13. Number 13 right here. This one should be really, really easy. Find sine of theta. If this is theta right here, this is my value here. What's the sine value? There we go. Sine's the y value, right? There it is right there, isn't it? Sine of theta is right there. Okay. All right, move on. So now, use a table or calculator to evaluate the function. Round to 4 decimal places. So now, our calculator will do these one for us. So all you have to do is enter that into the calculator. Now, before you go pushing buttons, what mode are we using this? Radian. Everything in this chapter is in radian, except for when we're converting from degree to radian and radian to degree. Everything else is radian, so you need to make sure the calculator is in radian. So, I'll show you right now. So I have my calculator, so I'm going to do the conversion right now. So I'm going to change it. So I'm going to go Document, down to Settings, which is 7, Document Settings, which is 2, go to Degree, change it to Radian, and then make it Default. So now, you look in the upper right-hand corner, now it says Radian. Now I can do this. So, Trig, CSC, and put in my number, which is 0.2639, 3.8333, blah. Okay, so my answer is easy. Now, find the value of S in this interval. What does that mean I'm looking for? The inverse. Very good. I'm looking for the inverse. If you notice the location of what I'm looking for, right? If I'm looking for S, S represents the angle here, right? So I have to do the inverse whenever I'm looking for this. This is going to be a key to this. This says 0 to pi over 2, so that means that's radian. And if it's in between there and there, that means I'm looking for an angle. That's important. I'm looking for an angle if it tells you where it's located at. So I'm looking for an angle there. So in your calculator, you're going to do the inverse. So inverse cotangent. Put in your 8.0041. Enter. And I get 0.12429, blah, blah, blah. 124, there we go. C. Questions? Okay. So now, let's take a look at this one right here. Whenever it says find the exact value, I have to use unit circle. Very good. Exact value means unit circle. Exact value means unit circle. So, what do you think you should have on your desk right now?
Unit circle.
Thank you. The unit circle, right? Everyone should have the unit circle with them staring at it right now. At this point right now, everyone should have the unit circle out. Why am I keep saying this over and over again? Someone is not doing it. And I'm not going to put them on blast on this video again. So, let's take a look on the unit circle. Now, this says it's going to be between pi over 2 and pi. What quadrant's that? I heard it. Second quadrant, right? From pi over 2 to pi is second quadrant. And it's asking for where S is equal to radical 2 over 2. I got it right here. Second quadrant's right here. Where's sine equal to radical 2 over 2? 3 pi over 4. I'm looking for radical 2 over 2, right? There you go, 3 pi over 4. Yeah. There we go. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, number 17. Now, what does this one here say? Okay. 0 and 2 pi. What does that mean? The whole circle, right? The whole circle. So, you know if it's on the whole circle, you're going to have more than one, right? More than one. It's possible to have more than that, but you know you're going to have more than one. Okay. So where cosine is equal to 1/2, positive 1/2. Now, where is cosine positive at?
Pi over 3. Pi over 3.
Okay, it's going to be positive here and positive here, right? So cosine is the x value, equal to 1/2. We said pi over 3, and where's the other one? 5 pi over 3. There's the cosine equal to 1/2, right? There we go. So my answer is C. There we go. Now, right here it says, use the formula, theta over t. Hold on one second.